Hi folks, this is the next video for the Year 1 Pure. More work on the binomial expansion, looking towards 8C. Now, it's all very well using Pascal's triangle, but of course for higher powers it's not practical, and also generally it's just a bit of a pain anyway, having to use Pascal's triangle, particularly if you haven't memorised the triangle, which why would you? We're given an alternative. This is given in the formula booklet. You don't need to memorise this, just need to understand what it means. So I'll write it out as it's given in the formula book. Dot 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 n r dot 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 plus b to the n. Now the dot 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 means obviously there might be some more terms in between. Oh sorry, where n r is NCR, which is given by the formula. It's rare, in fact I would say I've never seen one where you need to work this out manually, but we'll go through a couple of examples. Not sure we need it for this exercise. Okay, so what we're saying is I can work out all the terms using this. I don't need to use Pascal's triangle. Let's go straight in with example 4. Expand 3 minus 2x to the 5. Okay, so my a is 3, my b is minus 2x, and my n is 5. So we go straight in, 3 to the 5, plus 5c1 times by 3 to the 4, times by minus 2x, plus 5c2, 3 cubed minus 2x squared, plus 5c3. We know the pattern with this, with the powers, but interesting to notice that the power of b is always the same as the r, so the number down here is always the same as the power of b. What's next? 5c4, 3 to the power of 1 times minus 2x to the 4 plus, well 5c5 is 1, so I don't need the c term on the end, so it's just going to be minus 2x to the 5. And I can just use my calculator to type this in. So 3 to the 5, 243. This is going to be, the next term is going to be negative, because I've got a negative term there. So minus 5c1 times by 3 to the 4 times by 2, 810x. 5c2 times by 3 times to the 3 to the 3. Now this is going to be a positive term because my negative is squared. So I'll do 5c2, literally type in 5c2 times by 3 to the 3 multiplied by 4. There you go, 1080x squared. 5c3 times by 3 squared, 5 c3 times by 3 squared. It's going to be negative because my negative term is cubed, so times by minus 2 cubed, minus 720x cubed. The next term simplifies to 240x to the 4, and the last term negative 32x to the 5. Straightforward enough. if the power 5 is, if the power is 5, okay, there are 6 terms, that's not too painful to work out, but it's when the powers are higher, we don't tend to need to find the full expansion. I just need the first 4 terms. So again, 1 to the 10, clearly that's going to be 1 plus 10. C, 1. 1 to the 9 times by 2x. Now 1 to the anything is always going to be 1. But I'll put it in for the sake of completeness. 2 terms, my third term, my fourth term, 2x cubed, and I put a plus dot 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 just to indicate that there are more terms. I'm not going to do that every time. I've just indicated that in my expansion there are more terms, but I only want the first 4 terms, so 1 plus 10c1 is 10 times 1 is 10 times 2, 20x. 10c2, no idea, but the calculator tells me. I'm just going to do it with my calculator, in fact. 10c2. And of course I'm going to multiply that by 4. So 180 x squared 10c3 times by 2 cubed, 960 x cubed. And 10 minus a half x to the power of 6. Same pattern again. 10 to the 6 plus 6c1 times by 10. 10 to the, 10 to the 5 times by minus a half x. 6c2, 10 to the 4 minus a half x squared. And my last one, 6c3, 10 cubed minus a half x cubed plus dot dot dot. 10 to the 6 is 1,000,000. 6 times by 10, 100,000. 100,000. 600,000 times by minus a half, so minus 300,000 x. 6c2 times by 10,000, and of course I'm now going to times by a quarter and make it a positive because it's a negative squared. And the last term simplifies to minus 2,500 x cubed. So that's it. Just getting used to using the new formula. Nothing clever, just subbing into the formula. The next exercise is we have to be a little bit clever and pick out individual terms, but none of that here. Just subbing in to the formula. Have a go at 8C. Let me know if you need anything.